cards. You're talking about 40% women in Kenya who experience physical and sexual intimate partner violence. When you look, these figures are so huge. That is in about 30 countries in Africa. These figures are huge.
Big.
Do you have the capacity to bridge that gap?
I like to think we do. But really it comes down to one person, one step at a time, 1%. We're not here to solve all the problems today. That would be crazy. We're here to be a part of a solution and to create culture exchanges so we can learn from one another so that we can empower each other. I cannot do it alone. She cannot do it alone. Dominic cannot do it alone. It takes a community to help rise up a new community. So I'm calling up everyone to help us in this mission. I can't do it alone, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, we go for news briefs, then we'll get back for this conversation. Mwanchi mutigiri gusanga nkwana mona Owaria Queens Rice bariga studio Leslie Liu, Karisa Adkins and Ambassador Badia Dominic. When areas that you're handling, that is gender-based violence, female genital mutilation, education about sanitary napkins, and matters to do with mental health. Give us the observation. How is the ground like in regard to these particular matters?
I'll give you a temperature read. Those were resounding and overwhelming for us. We couldn't sleep at night because there was an overwhelming amount of pain that we were hearing, right? And they are all interconnected. So one might start off with, we cannot afford the sanitary pads, right? That's the issue. We're being exposed to toxic chemicals in our body. We're ending up in the hospital. I have no dignity. I want to take my own life. I feel like I have to sell my body and have sex with someone in order to pay for sanitary pads, right? Mm-hmm. And then that's interconnected with gender-based violence of, if I don't sleep with this boy, he will harm me. Mm-hmm. Right? And intimidate me. So that's where it's interconnected, and we go into gender-based violence, and then it ties into mentorship and leadership, because without mentorship and leadership, these young girls said essentially, I have no voice. I don't know how to use my voice, mm-hmm. right? And my background is combating gender-based violence because I'm a 20-year martial artist. I'm a 2-time black belt. Mm-hmm. That's what my company is. I help women how to protect themselves using their body and their voice. Right? And so a lot of these girls and boys were like, but we're eager. We want the training. We want the skill set. So essentially what we're doing is we're teaching them how to fish. Mm-hmm. We're not just giving them money or things, because that's not sustainable. So part of our core values and belief is to lead with love, right? And so we had compassion in our hearts, but also empowerment really is teaching, motivating, cultural exchange, and spending the time with the people.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Karisa, as you walking around and having this conversation, I've seen you in various institutions, universities, and high schools. You're holding conversations in regard to these matters. Are people coming out and speaking about these things? What are they saying?
Ooh, yes, they are coming out, and I want to highlight those girls who do, because it takes courage and confidence to just say something. Mm-hmm. So I want to highlight them and their courage as well. Just the other day, I got a note slipped to me when we were leaving the school, and it said, because of you, I am now choosing to live. I attempted suicide. I've realized I want to live. Your words are sitting with me, and I'm going to choose to live. So thank you. So these girls are experiencing this firsthand, and they're pretty much crying for help in a way, that says, help us, help empower us, teach us, give us the skills. And that's exactly what we're here to do. So they're very much talking about this, and this isn't the first note. I get notes passed all the time to me that says, thank you for being here. We've learned so much. We believe in ourselves now. We're going to go out and finish school. Education's important. Like, all of these types of messages are being sent to us. And even in the DMs, when we leave, I get messages all the time that say, please help us with this, come back and serve this area. We need you here. Come here. And it's heartwarming, but also concerning, because we can only come back so many times before we need to just come and live here. But yes, they are asking for help, and it's time that we do something about it.
All right. So still on you, some of these matters are deep rooted also in culture.
Yeah.
For instance, when you speak about female genital mutilation, is something ingrained in some people's culture.
Yeah.
How are you finding it? Are you able to break in, and what are they saying? Some of the people probably are practicing this, but it is legal currently in Kenya.
Yeah.
You know, they don't do it openly. Perhaps when you engage to those levels, are you finding people telling you, no, this is our culture, we still have to practice it? Or what are they saying about it?
Well, I hear that they now have a choice through when we come and speak, we're empowering them to really just choose. It's up to them, right? It's up to the girls if they want to use their voice to say, no, it's not for me, or I'm willing to stand in my power and say no, or it's okay. I'm not here to change anyone's belief system. I'm just here to show them that there could be another way, because it could harm them. So yeah, that's what I would leave that as, is it's their choice. It's just my role it's our role here to help educate that. They have a choice.
All right. So let me come back to you, but